And in business news, as part of efforts aimed at strengthening ties between government and, of course, academic institutions, the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, ACCA, Ellen Brand, paid a courtesy visit to the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The ACCA CEO also met with the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria to restate their commitment to strategic collaboration. We have details in this report.
After a series of meetings in Abuja, the country's capital, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants team, led by its Global Chief Executive Officer, moved to Lagos to continue to synergize and improve partnership with all concerned stakeholders. The team met with the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, where extensive discussions around proper finance management was highlighted. The Governor assured the ACCA leadership of continuous collaboration, which he believes will further promote transparency and judicious use of public funds in the state.
We usually say that people are greater than asset. We need to reflect it. We need to show, that we're supporting them and we're giving them the ambience and the opportunity and the environment for them to excel. And we're doing fully well that when we get it right, we're creating an ecosystem where the system will be better and the country and the state will be better.
From a corporate level, I wanted to recommit to you, and our purpose of being a force for public good could not be better amplified than through the work we do with you. We're very grateful for the support that you've given to members and future members in their fees and subscriptions to the organisation. I mean, clearly...
The next point of call for the ACCA team was the head office of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria in Lagos. Discussions here focused on enhancing professionalism in the accounting space, as both accounting bodies agreed to strengthen ties with the ultimate aim of improving accounting practice across the board.
It is the desire of the Council also helping us to establish a presence in the UK. Because we look at the collaboration as helping to deepen accounting profession both in UK and Nigeria. So how can I also have a foothold in what happens in UK?
It has been a journey with you, Mr. President, to commence that collaboration between our organisations. I believe that focus on sustainability, particularly with the introduction of the new sustainability standards, is one of the areas where we can continue to make a great impact.
The ACCA chief executive is in Nigeria to seek stronger ties with accounting stakeholders, government and other relevant agencies on how to better strengthen the profession for global growth and development.
The federal government has pledged to ensure fairness and equities in addressing the controversy surrounding the withdrawal of the operatorship of Atala Oilfield. Minister of Petroleum Resources, Oil, Mr. Heineken Lokpobiri, gave the assurance in Abuja when the Governor of Bayelsa State, Mr. Douye Diri, visited him. He says the decision is to put a final rest to the controversy. The oil field was formerly owned by the Douye of Bayelsa Oil Company of Harley and Century Exploration and Production Limited. In 2003, Heineken Exploration and Production Limited acquired the field from the former Department of Petroleum Resources upon the revocation of license of the previous owners that failed to develop the field.
These are common patrimony in Bayelsa, and Bayelsa before Nigeria. And so I will do everything I can to protect our common patrimony. We have been in conflict with the ministry and with the then federal government. Today we have you in the saddle. I know we have discussed it informally, but I want to believe that that oil block will be returned to the rightful owners, which is Bayelsa State government.
The stock market ended deals this week in clear positive territories as investors, managers keyed into new advantages seen in shares of companies. Effiong Ekop reports.
Trade recoveries by MCN Nigeria and some of the big banks influenced upward pricing of shares in the market this week. The value seen in many of the securities caused investors to run after some of the blue chips. Banking shares attracted good attention and were pulled into many portfolios. The index measuring price movements hit nearly 1% during the weekend transactions. 357 million units of shares worth 19.8 billion naira moved across the market sectors, indicating robust trades. Key price losers were Guinness, International Breweries, African Prudential Insurance, First Bank Holdings, and Transcorp. Expectations of annual reports of 2023 activities by companies may still increase the prices of shares in the coming weeks. Effiong Echo, TVC News, Lagos.
Outside our shores, Asian stocks rose to a 7-month peak and eyed their firmest week in more than 2 months as investors jet the prospect of an imminent rate easing cycle led by major central banks, keeping the dollar and treasury yields under pressure. Japan remained under an outliner as expectations mount that the Bank of Japan could finally exit negative interest rate this month. MSCI's broadest index of Asian Pacific shares outside Japan, the tab at 538.48 points in early Asian trade. Its strongest level since August. It was last 1.15% higher and was eyeing a weekly gain of about 2%. Eurostock 50 features rose 0.16, while FTSE features stacked up 0.09%. S&P 500 features gained 0.02%, while Nasdaq features fell 0.17%. Now, finally, crude oil prices rose today, driven by growing demand in the world's biggest economies like United States and China, while the U.S. Federal Reserve gave a positive signal on the possibility of rate cuts. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $79.74, with a margin of 1.03% positive. Brent crude experienced an upward margin, 0.82%, selling at $83.64. Bonny Light falls to sell at $85.97, with a downward price margin of 1.40%. And for the OPEC basket, crude dealers are offering $82.68, with an upward price margin of 0.45%.